moving from place to place. Good morning, good morning, morning, good morning, morning.
Good morning, viewers, and welcome to Tobago Updates Morning Show. It is Friday, 24th of July, 2026, and I am your host, Vanessa Ortiz. It's always a pleasure to be here with you on Street. It is the free weekend, and I am joined in studio by my co-host, Alex Brown. Good morning, Alex.
Good morning to you too, Vanessa. How are you?
I am great. I am fabulous. We are moving along in the calendar for the Tobago Heritage Festival, and today we have Pan Folk-O-Rama, Alex. How many steel pan sides from Tobago can you name?
All right, let's challenge you. I can name some. Tell me how many you think. So I start with east side, and of course I'll start with east side. That's a given, right? Then there's All Boys, Uptown Fascinators, C&B, Concordians, Cats and Jammers. Should I go on, or you want to give you on this one?
No, you can go ahead.
I'll stop it. That's all I can remember of you. I can't call you off the top of my head now.
I'm just excited to see how this entire production would play out. Pan is always such a great part of our culture, and just including it within the Tobago Heritage Festival just speaks volume of how we can continue to integrate each part of our cultural heritage within one entire festival.
It certainly is, and you know, I came to learn over time the beauty of the instrument that is the steel pan, and I'm trusting viewers that you too have come to learn and appreciate its beauty as a musical instrument, and something for which we all ought to be justifiably proud. This is something that we as a people have given to the world. So as far as it's possible, let's support the Pan Folk-O-Rama. If you can't do that tonight, remember there are other events. Be sure to support the national instrument.
Now, viewers, are moving further along into programming this morning. We head on over to news in 90 seconds. Tobago has officially begun remitting checks to steel pan musicians who participated in the Panorama 2026 preliminary round, and will begin distribution in Tobago today. Local players can collect their payouts July 24th until 4 p.m. and tomorrow, Saturday, July 25th, from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. at Tobago's Tobago Region Office in the TLH building on Milford Road, Scarborough. Players must present a valid national ID to collect. Police in Tobago have launched an investigation after popular media personality Elizabeth Liz Williams' vehicle was intentionally set on fire in front of her home early this morning. Williams took to social media to report the incident, expressing gratitude to her daughter and responding officers from the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service. Investigators are working to identify the perpetrators responsible for the attack. On the Inter-Island Sea Bridge, NIDCO has confirmed that the passenger and roll-on-roll-off vessel MV Golden Carrier is en route to replace the MV Blue Wave Harmony. The vessel substitution occurs under the existing charter agreement at no additional cost to the government, as the Blue Wave Harmony undergoes scheduled maintenance. The Golden Carrier offers increased passenger capacity for up to 399 travelers alongside expanded amenities with loaded sea trials scheduled for Sunday 26th. Tune in again at 6:30 p.m. for our full newscast. Now we're heading on to our celebratory segment of our morning. We're on to our birthday shout-outs this morning. We're celebrating with those of you who are celebrating with us.
This is Nigel Mitchell. Happy birthday to you, Nigel. We hope that you have a productive and peaceful day. There's a very intense look on your face. We hope it's not a look of stress, but we hope that you relax today and have a really enjoyable day, one in which you can rejuvenate and reflect and prepare yourself for the developments of the new year. Happy birthday to you. And next on the list is Jermaine Jacobs. We wish you a very happy birthday, Jermaine. A very pleasant and bright smile on your face. We wish you a day that is as reflective of this picture as you are, and we trust that you're going to have a peaceful and productive day, and that your new year begins full of purpose and blessings from the Almighty. Happy birthday to you.
And this has brought us to the end of our birthday shout-outs this morning. To those of you who did not send in your birthday greetings, we want to say happy birthday to you and wishing you a great day ahead, a safe day ahead, and that you also take your celebrations into the weekend and spend it with those you love, who cherish and appreciate you as well. Now, Alex, what do we have in store for viewers this morning on
We
the
talk
rundown?
about the rundown. I hear you encouraging birthday people to take today's celebrations into the weekend. That's a plus for having a birthday on a Friday.
Yes.
I have to check to see if next my birthday falls on a Friday. You can have extended
And I
celebrations.
also don't think it's just to celebrate on the day as well. It's also something that you can carry throughout the year. We always take the time to celebrate on special occasions. We don't, in our normal everyday lives, that we don't take that time out to celebrate as well. So why not take it into the weekend?
Oh, you have to be careful about celebrating birthdays too much. You get one a year for a reason. Eh? So if you do it too often, you'll get old really quick.
I have a friend who buys birthday cake throughout the year on any given random day just to enjoy and experience that feeling yet again.
I have a friend who would tell you, today's one of my birthdays. I don't know how many of them. But there are some people who just have a knack for celebrating. I think it's one of the things we should practice generally. Not necessarily that you have to go overboard, but take the time to enjoy every day instead of waiting for the special days.
Agreed.
So let's head to the rundown, viewers. And this morning we have two quite interesting interviews. The first one targets who I call content consumers. With us this morning is going to be a content creator, and he's willing to share with you how you can move from being a content consumer to a content creator. Notice I did not say an age demographic. I'm just saying if you're a content consumer, our first guest is going to share with you how you can become a content creator. And then we get to have the first set of sport discussions. It's Friday. Marcus is going to join us, but you and I get to talk sport before Marcus gets in. I guess we're going to have to run out so that he doesn't feel like we were hijacking. But we're talking sport, we're talking ballpark league, football competition. So viewers, stay with us. I'm certain that you're going to enjoy those conversations.
And viewers, there you have it. Stay right here at Tobago Update so you can be a part of our morning show conversations this morning. But before we head to the break, remember to share the live, share the live, share the live.
Our world is filled with rhythm. Rhythm that's unapologetic, infectious, timeless. Rhythm is commitment in action. It's how we show up for each other with unrelenting support that goes the distance. Rhythm lives in the tiny beats of our most intimate moments and the seismic roars of our biggest achievements. Rhythm is resilience in motion. So even when things go out of sync, we do what it takes to bring the rhythm back. At Flow, we understand your rhythm because we live it. That's why we're dedicated to building a network as resilient as you, with a team of familiar faces working every day to keep you on beat. You're at the heart of everything we do, and our commitment is to keep your rhythm flowing, no matter what.
Coming up, Barbados kicks off festival season with Crop Over, where you can live like a local. Moments of discovery and joy during Culinary Month in Antigua and Barbuda. Find that hero within you. As these women of vision share their stories of success, Caribbean Passport TV, your guide to what's happening in the region, here on this station.
Every village has a story. Every tradition has a voice. This July 16th to August 1st, discover them all at the 2026 Tobago Heritage Festival. This year's theme, Let We Tell the Whole Story, invites you to experience the customs, resilience, and rich cultural legacy that continue to define Tobago. Join us for unforgettable performances, village celebrations, and authentic cultural experiences across the island. The Tobago Heritage Festival 2026. Let we tell the whole story. Visit TobagoFestivalsCommission.com for event details.
The Caribbean is more than just a place. It's a spirit, resilient, vibrant, and full of possibility. Rooted in connection, driven by community. It's who we are and the heart of everything we do. For over 150 years, we've been right here, invested in the Caribbean, its people, and its progress. And today, we're going even further. Liberty Business, rooted in the Caribbean, committed to you.
As small Caribbean islands, we do need to remember that we can't do it individually. The Caribbean needs to work as a whole. From something as simple as pool procurement of medicine or pool procurement of equipment, to sharing training, to having centers of excellence in different islands. Working together as one, we can become giants.
Be viewing Caribbean Medical TV on this station.
From the reef to the road. From the reef to the road. From the reef to the road. Tobago calling. Sweet vibes, sweet wine, everybody falling. We bring the culture straight to you. Tobago updates, we keeping it true. Oh gosh. Tobago updates. On the screen, here we go. You're home for October, carnival show. From the big stage shine to the valley road line. We bring Tobago to the world in real time. Tobago updates. Tobago updates. Carnival 2026. We said the pace. Wave your flag. Anywhere you're there. Anywhere. Island love, trimming all around you. Yeah. Clicking lock on to the rhythm start. Tobago updates. Caribbean art. Caribbean art.
We are going. Airport.
Come back this way. Catch you roundabout and go down.
Right here.
Leave on time to be on time.
Today we are here at the new A&R Robinson International Airport, and we are doing a simulation along with the Airport Authority and the TTPS to do some observation for the traffic plan that we have implemented for the opening of the new terminal building. So starting Wednesday, July 22nd, the Division of Public Infrastructure and Transportation along with the TTPS will be at this intersection, and we will be implementing a traffic plan. Just continue around the circle. What is important in this entire traffic arrangement is that if you are coming from Crown Point, you're coming from the west and you want to go further east than the airport terminal, we advise that you either use Milford Road, go onto Silcotton Trace, and use one of the side streets between Milford Road and Tobago Local Road. All traffic between Kilgwin Bay Road and Gaskin Road will be coming west only. So that is one of the important points that we have to get into our systems as we learn to navigate around the new arrangements at the new A&R Robinson International Terminal going forward. But we want to assure you that we will help you to get used to it. We will circulate information. We will be here at the intersections along with the police while you get used to the arrangement to assist you in circulating and to getting to where you need to go safely and quickly.
Welcome to Tobago Glass Supplies Limited, where innovation meets excellence and service reigns supreme. Our commitment is simple: to provide high-quality, innovative aluminum, vinyl, and glass solutions for both commercial and residential spaces. At TGSL, we don't just meet needs, we exceed expectations. Our range includes the finest aluminum cladding options, setting new standards in durability and style. Driven by our passion to elevate, we aim to be the leading supplier in the Caribbean market while retaining our identity as a family-owned business. Because at Tobago Glass Supplies Limited, it's not just about products. It's about relationships, it's about you. Innovation, quality, service. That's Tobago Glass Supplies Limited.
Are you in a dispute with a registered investment service provider of the TTSEC? Or maybe you're the victim of an investment scam? You can lodge a complaint or submit an anonymous tip to the Trinidad and Tobago Securities and Exchange Commission. Download our Investor Protection app or go to ttsec.org.tt to access our complaint form or submit an anonymous tip. Write a clear summary of your complaint. Submit copies of supporting documents along with the originals for verification. Provide a copy of the feedback received from the entity regarding your complaint. All investor complaints or scam reports submitted by the public are acknowledged and reviewed by the TTSEC. Investigations are pursued based on the outcome of the review. Trinidad and Tobago Securities and Exchange Commission, protecting the interests of investors and the public. You invest, we protect. Everyone benefits.
Put a smile on your face when you're moving from place to place. Good morning, good morning, good morning.
Good morning, viewers, and welcome back to Tobago Update. As promised before the brief, we're speaking with a content creator known as Jordan Khan. I don't know if there are many of you who have not seen any of his skits yet, but this morning you're going to have a preview of the man behind the camera and the content. We have Jordan Khan in studio with us this morning, and he's speaking to us about his meet and greet here in Tobago. Good morning and welcome to you.
Good morning. Thank you for having me. Thank you for having me. Hope all is well. Well, today I'm here to just share a bit of my story, insight about how I started. I've been creating content for roughly about 4 years now. Since the beginning, I didn't really know where it would take me. But after doing it for so many years, and I've been doing it every single day for 2 of those 4 years, which is insane because it's a lot of mental strain. But yeah, when I first began creating content, it was simply out of boredom. Just pick up my phone, just start making some videos, doing some skits, and then eventually transition into something that I could take further than I expected, you know. And here I am today. I had 2 meet and greets before, one in South Park, Trinidad, one in Eastgate, Trinidad. Both did extremely well. A meet and greet is basically a way for me to meet the people that support me on social media in person, you know, show that love, see those smiles in person, see those laughs that I make happen on social media, and I'm making it happen in person. And today, tomorrow actually, in Lowlands Mall, I'm going to be having another one from 2 to 6 p.m. People could come out, DJs, lots of vibes, lots of fun, merchandise on sale, and just an opportunity to meet with the people that have shown me so much love on social media, and I just want to show that love in person, you know.
I want to ask you, Jordan, how does content creation and moving it from where you started to where you are now arise out of boredom?
Well, in the beginning, well, when I first started, like I say, 4 years ago, I was still in school, right? Because I'm only 20 years old. So I was still in school at that point in time, right? And I was on vacation. So when I was doing it at that point in time, and my first video I ever did was something called rating prom looks. So that's basically where I just react to people's graduation pictures. So they would send me it, and I would just make funny commentary, jokes, and stuff like that. So then after the graduation season ended, I had to find a different path. So I started doing skits where I started to integrate different characters. I have a multitude of characters, each with their own style, individuality, persona, looks, different things, right? So the way I transitioned from the beginning with the rating prom looks into the skits and this long form is mainly because I did not know what I wanted to do with my life in 2025, because I did Form 6. After Form 5 I did Form 6, and I didn't know what I wanted to do at the time. So I took a gap year to figure out what I wanted to do. With that gap year is when I started posting every day, right? So as I kept posting every day, I became more consistent, and then I started getting brand deals. And the brand deals is what made me realize, okay, wait, I could actually turn this into something. So when the brand deals started coming in, the first brand deal I got was late 2025. And then after that, I started to get more slowly, and then they keep coming. And then I was very confused still, because I had to make the decision, and if I want to go pursue tertiary education, which I'm still gonna do. But at that point in time, I had to make that choice because if I did that, I would have less time to create content. So I made the choice and I say, okay, I love creating content. This is what I love to do. So I think I'm gonna just give this my all and put my everything into it. And I did that. And slowly the transition continued. As I created content more, the brand news continued. Signed contracts. I had my first meet and greet in last year, July, which was in South Park. And that was when I really saw the love and see how much people really support it, because it was hundreds of thousands of people. And I could never be more grateful. So slowly, the transition started from just the prom looks, boredom, into consistency every single day for over a year, getting the brandies, hosting the events, seeing the love, continuing, growing, and eventually I reach here.
Now, many people see the funny videos that you post, but I don't think they understand the work that goes into create the content. So share with us how you go about in that creative space, in that creative process, how it goes from concept of an idea to actually actualizing it as content to be posted.
So, well, I actually have a very strict schedule, right? So normally the idea is, me personally, I find myself to be the most creative in the middle of the night. So I would wake hours just coming up with these concepts, coming up with ideas, and also content is a form of art. It's a way to put a relatable experience, something that you might experience, and just make it into something that people could look, laugh at, and relate to. And that's simply what I do as well. I take my experiences in the middle of the night, I think about my experiences, and I say to myself, how could I incorporate this into a skit that people could watch, put my own creative humor on, make them laugh at, and also relate to and be like, bro, this is so real, you know? So stuff like Caribbean mothers, Caribbean parents, Caribbean life, these kind of things, these things with the characters, it's all just relatable experiences into one. And then with the creating of the content itself, putting those concepts into the video, it would take me normally 5 to 8 hours to create one skit, because the filming itself takes about 3 to 4 hours, and then putting it together to make it seem so natural, make everything flow so seamlessly, takes a long time. So yeah, so the ideas are generated in the night, waking up, waking hours in the morning, just thinking back on experience how I could create into that skit. Then I'll go and film, edit, post it, and yeah, it just take a while. Everything is a lot, definitely a lot.
Prior to content creation, how much of a content consumer were you? I have a follow-up question. Let's start with that one. How
content consumer? Well, I still consume content for sure. Still, you know, watch my little juice them kind of people them. But before, I definitely always used to take in comedy stuff. I definitely always used to watch like long form comedy shows on YouTube, them kind of things. And I always felt like I wanted to be an entertainer. Since I was young, I used to make like little YouTube videos and them kind of thing. Not too crazy, just simple YouTube videos. But I was mainly just focusing on school. But yeah, before the content, yeah, I definitely used to consume a lot of content, and that also aid as well into the content I create, because sometimes I would take inspiration from creators that I look up to. For example, is a creator called Rags. He's very funny, right? So before I created content, I always used to watch him sometimes, and sometimes I would take inspiration, you know, something he might do that might be like, wow, if I integrate this, maybe it might help, you know, put my own spin on it. But yeah, for sure, before I used to consume a lot of comedy stuff, yeah.
Would you encourage others who are content consumers to attempt? No, this is not something for everybody, obviously.
Yeah.
But would you encourage others who are content consumers, at least some of them, to try content creation?
For sure, definitely. Content, anything in general isn't for everybody. Everybody has their own path, their own lane. But the only way you could find your lane is if you try it. You would never know if a path is yours unless you step on it, right? So definitely, you never know. Because if I didn't start, if I didn't try, I wouldn't know I would end up here. So if you know, like, you like entertainment, you like comedy, you know, you like to make people laugh in class, you know, try it. You never know. A lot of people have fright that they will be judged. People would think things of them. People will look down on them. Because even in the beginning when I started, there were people calling it cringe, don't do it, whatever. And just don't even take them on. Just keep going. Try it. If you don't feel like it's working for you, you don't have to continue doing it. But if you like it and you want to continue, 100%. Because you never know where it could take you. Never. So for sure.
Now, as we wrap the interview this morning, just remind the viewers and for your fans here in Tobago who are looking on, just remind them of the meet and greet time and the location so that they can come out and share with you.
Beautiful, no problem. So the meet and greet is tomorrow at Lowlands Mall Tobago, main atrium from 2 to 6 p.m. DJs, merchandise on sale, hats, t-shirts, pencil cases, water bottles with all the different characters that I have, all the different slogans, everything. All of it, everything will be available tomorrow from 2 to 6 p.m. I will be there to meet with every single body. If so much people come that I had to stay back after 6, I stayed back. I'm meeting everybody. I don't care. What show that love. So tomorrow, 2 to 6 p.m., Lowlands Mall. Be there. See you soon. Yeah.
I want to thank you so much for coming on this morning,
Not a
Jordan,
problem.
and
Thank you
sharing
so much
about
for
your
having me.
experience, encouraging our young people within the space to get into content creation. If
Yep.
it's something that they love, if not, is always another path that they can go along. And we just want to thank you for sharing your journey with us, and we wish you all the best going forward tomorrow and in any other meet and greet that you decide to have and host as well.
Thank you for having me.
Now, viewers, stay right here. Right after the break, we come back to you with more of our conversations. But remember to share the live, share the live, share the live.
Coming up, Barbados kicks off festival season with Crop Over, where you can live like a local. Moments of discovery and joy during Culinary Month in Antigua and Barbuda. Find that hero within you. As these women of vision share their stories of success, Caribbean Passport TV, your guide to what's happening in the region, here on this station.
Every village has a story. Every tradition has a voice. This July 16th to August 1st, discover them all at the 2026 Tobago Heritage Festival. This year's theme, Let We Tell the Whole Story, invites you to experience the customs, resilience, and rich cultural legacy that continue to define Tobago. Join us for unforgettable performances, village celebrations, and authentic cultural experiences across the island. The Tobago Heritage Festival 2026. Let we tell the whole story. Visit TobagoFestivalsCommission.com for event details.
The Caribbean is more than just a place. It's a spirit, resilient, vibrant, and full of possibility. Rooted in connection, driven by community. It's who we are and the heart of everything we do. For over 150 years, we've been right here, invested in the Caribbean, its people, and its progress. And today, we're going even further. Liberty Business, rooted in the Caribbean, committed to you.
As small Caribbean islands, we do need to remember that we can't do it individually. The Caribbean needs to work as a whole, from something as simple as pool procurement of medicine or pool procurement of equipment, to sharing training, to having centers of excellence in different islands. Working together as one, we can become giants.
Be viewing Caribbean Medical TV on this station.
From the reef to the road. From the reef to the road. From the reef to the road. Tobago calling. Sweet vibes, sweet wine, everybody falling. We bring the culture straight to you. Tobago updates, we keeping it true. Oh gosh. Tobago updates. On the screen, here we go. You're home for October, carnival show. From the big stage shine to the rabbit hole line. We bring Tobago to the world in real time. Tobago updates. Tobago updates. Carnival 2026. We said the pace. Wave your flag, anywhere you're there, anywhere. Island love streaming all around you. Yeah. Big thing
point. Airport.
Come back this way. Catch you roundabout and go down.
Right here.
Leave on time to be on time.
Today we are here at the new ANR Robinson International Airport, and we are doing a simulation along with the Airport Authority and the TTPS to do some observation for the traffic plan that we have implemented for the opening of the new terminal building. So starting Wednesday, July 22nd, the Division of Public Infrastructure and Transportation along with the TTPS will be at this intersection, and we will be implementing a traffic plan. Just continue around the circle. What is important in this entire traffic arrangement is that if you are coming from Crown Point, you're coming from the west and you want to go further east than the airport terminal, we advise that you either use Milford Road, go onto Silcotton Trace, and use one of the side streets between Milford Road and Tobago Local Road. All traffic between Kilgwin Bay Road and Gaskin Road will be coming west only. So that is one of the important points that we have to get into our systems as we learn to navigate around the new arrangements at the new ANR Robinson International Terminal going forward. But we want to assure you that we will help you to get used to it. We will circulate information. We will be here at the intersections along with the police while you get used to the arrangement to assist you in circulating and to getting to where you need to go safely and quickly.
Welcome to Tobago Glass Supplies Limited, where innovation meets excellence and the service reigns supreme. Our commitment is simple: to provide high-quality, innovative aluminum, vinyl and glass solutions for both commercial and residential spaces. At TGSL, we don't just meet needs, we exceed expectations. Our range includes the finest aluminum cladding options, setting new standards in durability and style. Driven by our passion to elevate, we aim to be the leading supplier in the Caribbean market while retaining our identity as a family-owned business. Because at Tobago Glass Supplies Limited, it's not just about products. It's about relationships, it's about you. Innovation, quality, service. That's Tobago Glass Supplies Limited.
Put a smile on your face when you're moving from place to place. Good morning, good morning, morning, good morning, morning.
Hi viewers, welcome back, and thank you so much for staying tuned to Tobago Updates Television. We are 24 days in the month of July, already halfway through the year. And of course, we are into the best segment on a Friday, the sporting segment. And we have some interesting interviews lined up for you guys this morning. First up, we're talking Boko Ballpark League. And in studio with me this morning is none other than Keegan McCool, a committee member of the Boko Ballpark League. Keegan, smiling. Smiling
because you're disappointed this Keegan. It's just good. So good morning to all the viewers and everybody.
Yeah. Fantastic. Keegan, Boko Ballpark League has been around for a number of years, but we haven't had it for probably 2-3 years?
No, 10 years.
10 years we haven't had it for. It was so long.
10 years, yeah.
I remember I was there for like a final as a host, like doing some kind of commentary thing was happening there, and it was very exciting.
Yeah.
And to my disappointment, we haven't had it for a number of years. And when I saw the flyer that it's going to be returned, I was very, very happy because I felt it was something that was needed in the Boko environment outside of the goat racing and all these different things happening there. So tell me about this year's, of course, the revival of the Boko Ballpark League.
Well, the excitement alone just rounds it all up as you've been there, So first of all, let me say to the Boko community and everybody who has been calling for it, the Boko Ballpark League is back.
Yes.
It's definitely back. It's one of the best, well, actually the best night small goal football tournament that you could have and it's very much community oriented. At this point in time, I want to say that we have about 16 teams registered. It's going to be yeah. Usually, you know, we had the 6-week format, but this time it kind of condensed 2 weeks as we have the July-August vacation, because normally we'd have it running from May into the June sort of thing. So we decided to capitalize on it because, you know, I mean, World Cup to Banca.
Yeah, I like that. I like that. World Cup to Banca.
World Cup to Banca. And I see you wearing my club jersey, so thanks for, you know, doing that.
Big up Manchester United one time.
So basically, this small goal tournament was really a community initiative founded by, conceptualized by Mr. Campbell, who would have reached out to me and tell me what he wanted. Who reached out to me and tell me what he wanted to do, and so on. And, you know, with that kind of vibes and energy he gave me, was able to format and design a tournament within hours. Almost immediately, and we started to push it out, and the community was behind it. But in this rounds now, as I said, we haven't been around for
10 years.
10 years. So the area representative now, along with the village council, the area representative would have reached out to Mr. Campbell, and because we nigging in with ears for a long time, right? You know, when the ballpark league coming back and thing. So he reached out to him now, and I guess now was just the right time, and with the endorsement of him, and you know, well, the area representative is also the secretary of youth empowerment and sport. So his division is also backing it. The village council, the Boko Village Council, so big up to the entire Boko Village Council, is also backing it. He was also village president, as you know.
Right.
So the village council does a lot of things.
The Boko man, a real Boko man.
Well, oh gosh, on the ground, you've seen that, right?
Yes.
I know if you could play ball, but we can see.
We shall see about that.
So they reached out and we decided it's back on. So when I saw the flyers out and everything, that was really good. And the thing about this small goal tournament, because it has small goal tournaments all over the place, is the business model and the design. The business model of this tournament was really done for a bigger purpose. We really wanted to encourage and incentivize people within the village to come together so that we could get back, firstly, the football team back into the TFA, the Tobago Football Association, which is the Boko Ballpark Club, which they did successfully in 2012 for a year. So now we're trying to revitalize that again. We also trying to, that was also a jumping off point for the cricket, netball different, because Boko have a lot of sportsmen and women, and the area just nice. It's not just goat racing or just nice beaches and fishing and things. Boko have a lot of talent and stuff.
Yeah, because I saw recently the Boko Sports Club, led there by NWBC Hall, they have this sailing camp happening as well. So a lot happening.
And NWBC is a player from the ballpark, right? And you can see he does the triathlon and all these type of things. So NWBC also knows that. And the beautiful thing about this tournament, bro, is that you design something and the entire village just take it over and owns it, you know what I mean? In order to register, you need to have a business name attached to it and everything like that.
I remember Remy is the light and stuff. All the teams own it. I like that. I like that idea. I love that idea. So they in fact are actually they are telling the community, hey, let's back this initiative to get young people involved in meaningful activities, and you don't see that everywhere else.
Exactly, and it's a dual purpose.
Some communities are struggling to get sponsorship for events. So I'm happy that you guys came up with this model, and I'm hoping that other communities can jump
Tobago saying again, you know, one cocoa fill basket, right? So when you create that activity now, the businesses have more traffic, you have more people coming out for activities, because we're talking about every single night is football, right? Well, remember, it was 6 weeks, so it used to be Monday, Wednesday, Friday, but now it's every single night from 7:30 football. So we're jumping off from the Saturday, the first.
That's Emancipation Day.
Yes. Right. So and that will start out with a knockout, and then after that we had a league.
So all the teams registered will be involved in a knockout on that opening night.
Yeah, and we have 4 more spots for registration.
I was not going to ask how many teams are looking at. Yes.
Yeah, so we're looking at 16 teams. We need 4 more.
Right.
Registration closes off at 5 p.m. today.
Right.
The registration fee is like 500. Is 8 players per team.
8 players per team.
The prize, bro. 15,000 first prize. For small goal.
For small goal. And for 2 weeks.
I know people
for 2 weeks.
But it's more than just a small goal.
And you only pay 500 and again 15,000.
Yeah, well, you're paying 800 to register. And as I said, you get a business attached to the community or whatever, or attached to your community. It just help you sponsor it. It's also nice marketing and advertisement for the business in itself. If they want, they could use it as a sponsorship for tax write-off. There's so many different things coming out of it. You know, so many beautiful things coming out of this. And we actually, what made us the premier small goal tournament, and I could back that any day. I put on my gloves to back that any day. It was our media unit pushing it.
Right.
It was the only small goal tournament that we could play matches now, and you get the matches, highlights, games, and everything by the night or next morning, standings, everything. You used to read a lot of this stuff. I used to get right up.
One time.
Back then it was only Facebook. We didn't have TikTok, Instagram, nothing like that. So imagine what we could do now.
Yeah. I mean, that's a great example as well, because I mean, someone involved in the media, and you wanted the news the following morning. You want the information as soon as possible. You can do a write up. And then some other leagues you have to call. Hey, who's called it? Because they can't go all the games, and you'll want the information firsthand as well.
And being just an avid sports fan, you want to know what's going on. You follow it to the end.
And you might see some familiar names with. Keegan scored there, right? Oh, he scored. Let me go and see the next match of Keegan playing there. And is it open to other teams or other
so the teams are from all across Tobago. We had a caveat before where we would allow like a visiting team, which was really nice because we were building capacity. You know, you invest in it first and so on. But now it really opened up to everybody because everybody wanted to play. You know, we had Canaan coming through, we had other people, we had Wim, we had other, you know, so all the villages are welcome. You know, try to get some Buku men on the team as well too. You know, so as I say, registration, the deadline is today 5 p.m. 800 is the registration fee.
$800. And in terms of the format that you guys are looking at, because you mentioned that the opening day is going to be a knockout straight. And then in terms of the league, how many matches per night? And it's every night you're going to have matches?
So the matches start off from 7:30. Matches per night, just normal.
Probably about 3-4.
About four matches.
Because
could be 5, depending.
How long a game is?
2. Match will go for 10 minutes, half,
10 minutes, right?
but 5 minutes a break.
Right.
So in all, like 25 minutes a match. So you get some nice matches every half an hour, then you take a break. So you know, say about 4 or 5 matches per night.
And I saw the tagline this year, or should I say the theme? Vibes in the park. I mean, tell me about the vibes can we expect?
Well, it's always been vibes, as you know. Just anybody, and when I say that, we used to have like, and you know how it was over 300 people every single game, and it was good, clean fun. His families, we're talking about grandparents with grandchildren, families, entire families coming out, just the kids, and it was good, clean fun. You had the guys in the village. It was really a village to take you know, taking a village to raise a child kind of scenario. And we had the music, we had entertainment, of course. You know, you have the steel pan there, you have Buccaneers. There'll be jamming when they're ready sometimes. We have entertainment and so on. There's come special entertainment and so on, and more than all of that, you know what I mean? You have good football, good high quality football, but for me, what I personally love is the heckling on the sideline, which is competitive camaraderie and so much fun. And it really is really such a event that I'm really proud about to be a part of, because I really love the whole objective, the initiative, the drive behind it, and the goals. You know, once you have good ideas and you have good purpose and you have a good team, because a good team not really put it together, you're sure for success.
Yeah, fantastic. And just before we go, Keegan, in terms of registration, because you mentioned the deadline, it's today. Where can persons register? Who can they get in touch
right,
with
so
you?
Everyone, I want you to take, I think we have some, if you could put back the flyer, we have a number on the board, so you could contact for registration or further details. You could call 726-2940. Again, 726-2940. Registration again is $800. The deadline is 5 p.m. today. So try to get in there as fast as possible, you know. And we're looking forward to seeing you there. Bring out the whole entire families, everybody. You know, and of course, any sponsors who are willing to get on board, because we had sponsors reaching out in the previous editions. So now that we're back out there, again, you're going to see a lot more coming from us. Also, check us out on Facebook. We have the Buku Ballpark League, still, the page still active. Still all the members inside there. You still have some of the highlights, so you could go back and see some of the stuff, see yourself on all too. You know, and that's what we having. We're looking for a grand fun time.
Yeah, fantastic.
End of the July, August with something nice, man.
And then, I mean, something to look forward to in August as well, nightly. Because, I mean, again, the community of Buku, very, very, very active community outside of the goat racing and the annual Easter sport. They have a number of other activities happening along there, and I must commend NGBC Hall. I mean, every time I look on social media, he's doing something in the community. And shout out to the representative for the area, Mr. Denoon, and of course, Kaelan Campbell for
and the village council
understanding that these initiatives are needed. It drives economic activity in the community. community as well. And I know the community, the business people are looking forward to the activity, and even people who just wanted something to do when the evening come to go and support a street name, because I mean, I have different street name there, bragging rights as well, too, Nakiko.
Yeah, of course, bragging.
Yes, I said thank you so much for being here this morning.
Yeah, thanks for having me,
looking
man.
forward to additional information going forward.
Yeah.
And of course, I wishing you guys a successful tournament.
For sure. So we look forward to having you there as well.
Yes, I'll be there as well. Thank you so much. So guys, I'll be chatting there with Keegan McCool all about the Boko Ballpark League. It takes place from the 1st of August. You need to get down there in Boko and see all the action. 16 teams you are looking for, 12 teams registered thus far. They're looking for 4 more. Who knows, you can reach out to the relevant personnel in charge of the league on social media as well, and register your team. Get down there and try to win the $15,000. I know the time's hard, and 15,000 can go a very long way. So guys, we're going to take a short break. We're going to come back with more football. We're talking this time the guys from Castara. They also have their yard style. You know, Boko Ballpark, Castara having a yard style league. We can take a short break, but guys, do me a favor please, and share the live.
Every village has a story. Every tradition has a voice. This July 16th to August 1st, discover them all at the 2026 Tobago Heritage Festival. This year's theme, Let We Tell the Whole Story, invites you to experience the customs, resilience, and rich cultural legacy that continue to define Tobago. Join us for unforgettable performances, village celebrations, and authentic cultural experiences across the island. The Tobago Heritage Festival 2026. Let we tell the whole story. Visit TobagoFestivalsCommission.com for event details.
The Caribbean is more than just a place. It's a spirit, resilient, vibrant, and full of possibility. Rooted in connection, driven by community. It's who we are and the heart of everything we do. For over 150 years, we've been right here, invested in the Caribbean, its people, and its progress. And today, we're going even further. Liberty Business, rooted in the Caribbean, committed to you.
As small Caribbean islands, we do need to remember that we can't do it individually. The Caribbean needs to work as a whole, from something as simple as pooled procurement of medicine or pooled procurement of equipment, to sharing training, to having centers of excellence in different islands. Working together as one, we can become giants.
Be viewing Caribbean Medical TV on this station.
Our world is filled with rhythm. Rhythm that's unapologetic, infectious, timeless. Rhythm is commitment in action. It's how we show up for each other with unrelenting support that goes the distance. Rhythm lives in the tiny beats of our most intimate moments and the seismic roars of our biggest achievements. Rhythm is resilience in motion. So even when things go out of sync, we do what it takes to bring the rhythm back. At Flow, we understand your rhythm because we live it. That's why we're dedicated to building a network as resilient as you, with a team of familiar faces working every day to keep you on beat. You're at the heart of everything we do, and our commitment is to keep your rhythm flowing, no matter what.
From the reef to the road. From the reef to the road. From the reef to the road. Tobago calling. Sweet vibes, sweet wine, everybody falling. We bring the culture straight to you. Tobago updates, we keeping it true. Oh gosh. Tobago updates on the screen. Here we go. You're home for October, can't even show. From the big stage shine to the rabbit hole line. We bring Tobago to the world in real time. Tobago updates. Tobago updates. Carnival 2026. We said the pace. Wave your flag. Anywhere you're there. Anywhere. Island love streaming all around you. Yeah. Big king love, come for the rhythm start. Tobago
airport.
Come back this way. Catch you roundabout and go down.
Right here.
Leave on time to be on time.
Today we are here at the new A&R Robinson International Airport, and we are doing a simulation along with the Airport Authority and the TTPS to do some observation for the traffic plan that we have implemented for the opening of the new terminal building. So starting Wednesday, July 22nd, the Division of Public Infrastructure and Transportation along with the TTPS will be at this intersection, and we will be implementing a traffic plan. Just continue around the circle. What is important in this entire traffic arrangement is that if you are coming from Crown Point, you're coming from the west and you want to go further east than the airport terminal, we advise that you either use Milford Road, go onto Silcotton Trace, and use one of the side streets between Milford Road and Tobago Local Road. All traffic between Kilgwin Bay Road and Gaskin Road will be coming west only. So that is one of the important points that we have to get into our systems as we learn to navigate around the new arrangements at the new A&R Robinson International Terminal going forward. But we want to assure you that we will help you to get used to it. We will circulate information. We will be here at the intersections along with the police while you get used to the arrangement to assist you in circulating and to getting to where you need to go safely and quickly.
Put a smile on your face when you're moving from place to place. Good morning, good morning, morning, good morning, morning.
Hi viewers, welcome back, and thank you so much for staying tuned to the Big Updates Television. We are into the sporting segment and we are talking more football this morning, more village football, and we have in studio at this time guys out of the beautiful village of Castara. I see the best village in Tobago, Castara. We have Castara one time, and I have Vice President of the Village Council, the Castara Village Council, Mr. Harry Benjamin, and of course the PRO, the Public Relations Officer, Giovanni Thomas, in studio with me this morning. Thank you guys so much for joining us here today. Are we talking Castara? What is yard style? Yard style, I call it?
Yeah, Castara yard style.
The yard style. Before we even get into discussion, what is the yard style?
All right. Well, I'm speaking from the perspective of a youth. It was out before me, but, you know. Everybody love their football, but Castara have a special relationship that I've noticed. Just have a special relationship with football, right? Most of the villagers, you know, we love it. We fans love it. Everybody, you know, we love to play it. So, you know, we have this little tournament within the village. So we divide the village into different parts, basically. Yeah. And, you know, we have a tournament between ourselves, and we say, well, it's all styles in all yards. So, you know, usually it's yard style.
I like that. Because I was thinking, like, men playing like bare feet and thing.
Maybe not these days.
That'll be good, because I grew up in Castara, right? And it was something that we guys, younger days, we look forward to the village side, the village league in that sense. So Mac James and all them fellas playing Isla and I know as Isla, right?
Legends,
yeah, them fellas, when them fellas kick bullet and thing and up in the back of the house, sometime in the river and all these different things. So we're talking about the league this year. You haven't had it for a number of years. What about the revival?
Okay, so I will start. I don't know if Giovanni has anything to add.
But I'll get to the Giovanni.
But I think that it's something the village been asking for years now, and you know, because I guess maybe personal things within the village, maybe you know, things didn't line up in that way. You know, it have different circumstances that's going around in people's lives. So you know, it was something that was lacking in the village definitely, and we, you know, the youth especially, we we talked about it. I had people approach me personally from around the village, people from different age groups as well, to saying, is there something that we could do about the yard style? And recently, we re-elected our village council and whatnot, so that played a major role in kick-starting things. Maybe the groundwork was being laid out before. We had conversations with different entities, different stakeholders around the village beforehand. But since the implementation or the elections, we kind of fast forwarded stuff, and I just want to thank the president. I want to thank the executive.
You can tell me about the executive. Because it's important that you have these groups in your community that can do meaningful activities, and if you have the village council doing stuff like this, I'm welcoming it. So tell me about the council.
Okay, so the council, it's made up of people from different backgrounds and different age groups, and that's one thing that I noticed about it that I really pleased with. Personally, I didn't really intend to go into the executive role. However, the village put their trust in me.
So leadership qualities.
So I guess I have something that desirable. So with that now, the council, I think that we have a broad area of views and inputs and stuff. So I think, we may not agree with every single thing, but I mean that is part of a group.
So who's the members of the council? If you can remember. Besides, you are the vice president. Who's the president?
Is Miss Avalon Ferguson. Right. Secretary is Zali 2 Grant.
Right.
And again, we getting into a kind of zone here. I can't get into the first now. I can't list all of it.
I understand. But it's good that you can recognize the work of the council. So this is the first initiative since the election? Or you have done things?
We did little things in between. Yeah. However, this is the first big initiative since the village council has been revamped.
Yeah. So Mr. PRO, tell me about the league. How many teams you're looking at, and outside teams as well, outside players? Tell me about the league.
We're looking at 8 teams to get the league up and going. Outside teams are welcome. We actually had some people reaching out from Mason Hall. We're looking forward to welcoming back Palataville, Lansing, and Bloody Bay. That kind of vibe, Moriah, if they're interested.
Yeah.
The league itself, it's not mandatory for you to have a female player, but however, we more than welcoming to accept
that should be mandatory, because do you have a separate division for the females?
At this point in time,
they will feel like, wait, why we could play football too?
Yeah. I know back I want to say back in the days when I was playing, not that long ago. We even on the team that I had, Next Generation, we had a female player on our team. We had players on. I think maybe if I can recall Pixie, I don't know who Pixie. I think she was maybe part of our team with boys and whatnot. So getting the females involved is
very important. I mean, you may not be able to field probably 5 teams or 4 teams, but if we have 1 or 2 per team, you will certainly get 1 or 2 per team.
Definitely.
Yeah, and because the reason why I asked if you have players from outside and players from teams from outside, because yard style, I'm thinking it's probably street versus street, or up the road versus down the road in that sense. So in this initiative, you're gonna have your welcoming teams from outside to participate as well.
Yes. Mostly I would say north side country teams. Definitely invite, but we extend it to other teams as well too. And for the local, I guess, Castara teams, we have a maximum, I think, 3 outside players on each team within the village. So you can't just bring in they can't do open the transfer market and you bring in everybody, bring in all the stars from all over.
Okay.
So, we're still trying to keep it, local and authentic. But, we're still encouraging, the rest of Tobago and Vesa Village to come and, just take part in it, come and support, spectate, and play a little football too.
Yeah. So Thomas, how has registration been thus far?
Well, the registration process has been, I'd like to say, wonderful. We didn't expect to get things up and going so quickly. I mean, if it was up to the registration process being completed, the league could have started tomorrow.
Right.
Just waiting to get a few stuff finalized, the pitch, posts, corner flags and stuff like that. And we're looking at the 8th of August to kickstart things. And as I said, the process has been smooth sailing so far.
Yeah, and in terms of match days and match times, what are you looking at?
We have a schedule that would see games be played up to 4 times a week.
Right.
We have the lights back on the field.
Oh, fantastic.
And games looking to start, 6:30. Castara a bit fast, so we're giving people enough time to get home from their jobs and to, just relax a little bit before you come back out to relieve whatever stress you had from a long work day.
I like that.
Yeah.
So that, yes, I have the rules and regulations. That's fantastic. In terms of prizes, what I saw Boko Ballpark League offering $15,000 for our first prize. What are you offering? Because I know first thing people are looking for, especially teams from outside the village. I mean, you are looking to drive economic activity in the community, bring some entertainment to the community. What can the teams look forward to in terms of prizes?
Prizes, we have the first place prize at $12,000.
Right.
I can't remember exactly what the second.
I think second is like 9,000,
Right.
and for third place we're looking at around $7,000.
And then you have individual prizes like most goal and
MVP,
Right.
Best goal, I think most goal as well too. And then we have we have the I think we may have one, two little fun things in between. Maybe I don't want to speculate. Maybe the player of the match and all these kind of things. You have stakeholders around. So
Yes.
I know before back in the days we would have the best player of the game will get like a free food or something.
Yeah, it have plenty businesses in the community. I mean, you could get a tour from Giovanni.
All them things. So we're trying to have it a little more dynamic. So
yes, man.
As I say, we still finalizing some details, but we definitely gonna be worthwhile for the teams and participate.
So someone watching this now and want to bring a team, they can still register. How can they register?
They can register by contacting any of the numbers on the flyer, and a registration form would be either sent or delivered or something like that. And you just fill out your registration form. You bring the funds to register a team. 20 players per team maximum, and $50 per player registration.
And is 11 aside?
It's 9 and goalkeeper.
9 and goal, so 10 because the field isn't the required size. But that's all good. In terms of sponsors, before you go, you wanna shout out the sponsors if you have. You don't have sponsors.
Okay. Well, okay. I don't want to say.
Yeah.
I can't say the sponsors from right here right now. However, all the sponsors who have contributed towards the this initiative and revamping the Castara Yard Style, I would like to thank them, all the business owners, the villagers, and the village council.
Yes.
And just the curiously the people who want to participate, just pushing the energy to have the yard style, back on track. I just want to thank all of them, and I'm looking forward to a great time, a great tournament, and it could be lots of fun.
Fantastic. I'm happy to hear that the Yard Style League is back up and running. I mean, I'm not sure if you know, but I am from the village of Castara, and I always talk about it being the best village in Tobago. And when you have something sporty, you can get me coming back up and taking some of the football matches. And now you have lights, so it gives people the opportunity to come later, and then you have all these people who sell in a little corn and sauce and all these different things and come out and do their thing. So I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to it being a very successful league.
So I already have Messi and Ronaldo coming.
You have Messi and Ronaldo. You have Messi and Ronaldo coming. Obviously they're retired now, so they can come. But thank you guys so much for being here this morning. I wish you guys all the success. And of course, shout out to the newly elected members of the village council. And I'm looking forward to seeing what other things you guys can do to continue making Castara one of the best villages here in Tobago. Right? Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Guys, we take a short break again, and we're going to come back just to round up some World Cup football. You know the World Cup is over, but I have Nigel D'Souza with me once again to talk about, that final game, Spain versus Argentina. And of course, don't forget, guys, just share the live for me. Share the live, share the live. We come right back.
Coming up, Barbados kicks off festival season with Crop Over, where you can live like a local. Moments of discovery and joy during Culinary Month in Antigua and Barbuda. Find that hero within you. As these women of vision share their stories of success, Caribbean Passport TV, your guide to what's happening in the region, here on this station.
As small Caribbean islands, we do need to remember that we can't do it individually. The Caribbean needs to work as a whole. From something as simple as pooled procurement of medicine or pooled procurement of equipment, to sharing training, to having centers of excellence in different islands. Working together as one, we can become giants.
Be viewing Caribbean Medical TV on this station.
Every village has a story. Every tradition has a voice. This July 16th to August 1st, discover them all at the 2026 Tobago Heritage Festival. This year's theme, Let We Tell the Whole Story, invites you to experience the customs, resilience, and rich cultural legacy that continue to define Tobago. Join us for unforgettable performances, village celebrations, and authentic cultural experiences across the island. The Tobago Heritage Festival 2026. Let we tell the whole story. Visit TobagoFestivalsCommission.com for event details.
Put a smile on your face when you're moving from place to place. Good morning, good morning, morning, good morning, morning.
Hi viewers, welcome back, and thank you so much for staying tuned to Tobago Updates Television. We're into the final segment this morning, and we're talking about World Cup football. I know the World Cup is over, but we just want to wrap up that final last Sunday, and I have Nigel again with me this morning. Nigel, good morning, and thank you again for being here.
Yeah,
it has been a month, a really exciting month, entertaining month. 104 matches in the World Cup. That went, and it's like back to normal. That's boring. We have nothing else to do again. 300 odd goals scored, and we saw a final. I will say did not lived up to the expectations. I mean, for you, did it live up to the expectations?
For Spain, yes.
For Spain,
but I remember we spoke, and I told you I think what Spain does,
yes,
Argentina will struggle with. And they did that. They did that well. I expected more from Argentina.
Yeah.
And we didn't get that.
Yeah.
So in the end, football won.
Football, I like that one. Football won, and you saw an Argentine team after the game, very bitter. I saw for the first time, even when they had the presentation ceremony. Normally, you form a guard of, I guess, honor to allow the champions in the passion, and Argentines had their backs turned to the team. I mean, unprecedented. Was that hurt of losing the final, or is there something more than we really not too sure about what's happening between Spain and Argentina? Is there some kind of bad blood? And as a footballer who plays with different teams around the world in different clubs, how does that represent Argentina?
Well, disappointed, yes. Surprised, no. I think throughout the World Cup, they've been playing on the edge. They've been allowed to get away with some things as well. So that kind of culminated in the finals. I think that what you saw is partly who they are.
It's part of and Nigel, the World Cup, what stood out for you in the World Cup? Your takeaways from the World Cup. What was probably your most entertaining game?
My biggest takeaway, especially for our country, in our context of football, is that you could see with good organization, player development that a small team could, or a small country could do things at the World Cup. And I think for us, in our context of Trinidad and Tobago, who didn't qualify, we have some work to do, but it's not impossible. And I think plenty times people go into sports and they think it's impossible, and it's not. So for us, we need to take stock of that, and we need to do a better job. But the most exciting game for me, probably, I mean, I was looking forward to the Spain-France game, and it didn't quite live up. They had some good games. I enjoyed watching Cape Verde play. I thought the game with Argentina, they gave it their all. They had chances to probably come out of that game. So for me, that was one of the better games. There are a lot of others, but I enjoyed watching Cape Verde. Just punch above the weight. Punch above the weight and give the all. They didn't go there and cover and say, well, these teams big.
First time in the World Cup.
They showed out.
I think probably, well, I will admit that I didn't know about Cape Verde before the World Cup, and having seen them at the World Cup, I know much more about Cape Verde, and that's what the World Cup, I mean, does for our country. I mean, yes, you mentioned Trinidad and Tobago. I mean, the next World Cup, the qualifiers start as early as next year.
Yes, correct.
Right? I know before that we have the Nations Cup, of which I saw the draw took place recently.
Yes.
And then we are placed with Haiti and I think
Costa Rica, Curacao, Dominican Republic.
Exactly. And two out of those teams just
played in the World Cup.
Correct. And not to sidetrack the World Cup conversation, but Trinidad and Tobago, are we in a position where we can come out of that group and go further in that Nations Cup?
As right now, I would probably say no, but at the same time, we just don't need to finish in the bottom two. I think that will be. I don't want to consider that success, because if I'm in the position, I wouldn't consider it a success. But for where we at right now, with the change in the coaching staff, let's finish in the top 3 or 4. I think we could work from there, but we don't finish in the bottom 2.
So that's progress for you, not finishing among the bottom 2 teams.
Correct.
Because with the Nations League, we have the League A and the League B, and we are in League A.
Yes.
And if you finish at the bottom, you go down to League B. And that will be detrimental to probably how we
worked hard to get up into League A. I think Angassi was the one who at the time coaching got into the League A. And we got into a technicality because Curacao played a player who was eligible. But
that was a blessing.
But we got there, so we had a chance to stay there. More competitive games, more finances from the games. And then we tried to qualify through the top 2 to play the bigger nations.
Yeah, and back to the World Cup in Nigel. This year they have trialed 48 teams in the World Cup, and 104 games moved from 64. I mean, were you entertained? And there's conversation about expanding it even further to 64 teams. Your thoughts on that?
I don't think it needs to go any further, because I still think it needs to be. I don't think it should be an invitational, meaning everybody could come.
Right.
I still think the quality that it needs to be the World Cup. I think people should still earn the space. I think this is a good number. As I say, changes always happen. It was 24 at one point. It went up to 32. So I think where we are is a very good number. They still had to work out the third place team, and think I just think top 2 go straight
to the World Cup.
Go straight to and then you the 3 playoffs instead of who finished first might get third place, who finished second might. The top 1 teams, all of them go through as when I into round of 16, and then they take the second and third place teams, play the round of 32, and then them play, rather than you're trying to figure out who finished second and who finished third with most goal and who get head to head and all of that. So for me, that's what I'll do. Take 1, move 1-1. So you win a group, you get a mindset to win the group, and then 2 versus 3, and you match it up
because I felt that the format was a bit unfair to some teams. Given with that same format that you just mentioned, you have the 8 best third place teams. They qualified, and then they played against
second place.
They played against 8 of the top teams, the first place teams, and then the other 4 teams. The other 4 first place teams had to play against second place teams. I found that was unfair to those teams. So you're right. Let's go top 2. And forget about this best third place, because I mean, if you finish third, I mean, you weren't as good. Because I don't think.
No, but remember, I still need to get. They want to get wrong at 32. So if you get wrong at 32, take the top ones.
Yeah.
Put them in the wrong at 16.
Put them in wrong at 16.
And then 2 versus 3. They can fight out that play around that 32, but leave the top ones alone.
So I'm hoping that they are still, tweaking it and making it better and tighter. Because I don't think any of the third place teams got as far as what the round of 32. I don't think anyone got in the round of 16, so it just didn't make any sense, footballing sense in that sense. Yeah. Have you seen the last of Messi and Ronaldo?
I believe so. Probably international football. Yeah. It have a Euros in 2 years, so Ronaldo might still push to play depending on the FA, the Portuguese FA and all that. But I think they've done that time at international football and probably they might pass the baton on now. No, those are two guys who you never want to bet against, probably. But football moves on from everyone. So we'll see.
Yeah, and just before we go, right, in terms of Spain, right, they have now played 38 games and they haven't lost, and I think 29 victories and nine draws. I mean, how can the other teams get to that level of competing and not losing game? Because in the World Cup they scored 14 goals and conceded only 1. I think that's a record. I mean, in the last World Cup they only conceded 2, and this time they conceded 1. The system that they are playing, do you see any team coming close to matching them and even trying to get the better of them? Because again, seven clean sheets as well as a record in the World Cup as well.
Well, Spain have their own identity and it starts from academy football. No, the thing what a lot of countries may not want to do and what Spain have positioned themselves to do is be mundane in the teachings. Meaning, look, we teaching this throughout the country and not every academy you go by, they doing their own thing.
They have identity.
But the Spanish, if you have identity, they take the coaching education very seriously. They take the academy football very seriously, and that trickles throughout the Spanish region. So, if other countries willing to accept that responsibility and say, look, this is how I want your academy to play, and not you do what you want, he do what you want, he do what you want. Then when we bring a national team together, we're trying to fit that puzzle. Spain is not.
You don't want that oil long. You want
so
fluency.
A lot of countries not willing to take it that far. Again, not everybody could emulate what Spain does, because France have a very good development program as well. Brazil over the years have been more street football into football. So everybody have the uniqueness. I mean, and everybody have the time. Spain now dominating, but before we had Brazil dominating, we had Italy dominating, we had Germany dominating, we had France dominating. So everybody now it's Spain time.
Hopefully sometime down the way we can beat Trinidad and Tobago's time. Yeah,
we'll see.
Yes, we'll see. And actually, before you go, I mean, I've had you here giving your coaching insights and things. What about you? I mean, are you coaching? Who are you coaching? What can we expect of Nigel this season?
So wrapping up my CONCACAF A license. Currently, I have a couple more things to give to them, and I should have a CONCACAF A license in the next 2 months or so. Yeah. And then I took over Scarborough Sec recently. Right. So running that program.
Big up Scarborough Sec one time.
So I'll be taking over. I took over them in end of June, early July. So I'll be
and off season started already because
we started to train already. So we have school football coming up. So I'm back in school football for a little bit. A couple of clubs reached out. But I like some direction in projects. I have to be careful in what project I go into now. Just because you want everything to be aligned when you make that jump. But back in football, back in coaching, I've been around a little bit, looking at the football in Tobago, watching on the landscape, lending my support to some coaches who have reached out because of my experience and things. So I've helped some coaches with the license and stuff like that. So back in with Scarborough Secondary School football, so you see how the season goes.
You couldn't have picked a better team. Scarborough Secondary all the time. Yes, we bleed blue. Scarborough Secondary. Nigel, I want to thank you so much for being here with us over the last month or so. I think your thoughts and of course your predictions have been on point as well too. And I look forward to having more conversations, obviously with Scarborough Sec as well too. Yes, yes. And I wish you all the best with that. And of course the license. It's always good to be qualified. Being qualified, you get more opportunities. And I wish others can do the same, because you can't just coach off or just experience alone. Football is changing. The techniques of coaching changing. And we don't know it all. We don't know it all whatsoever. So good luck with your coaching career. and I thank you so much for being here. Viewers, I want to thank you so much for staying tuned to Tobago Updates Television. We had this sporting segment this morning. I want to thank Natalie. Thank you so much for having me for another 15 minutes. Of course, to wrap up the World Cup of football. We have CPL coming up. Look forward to seeing what we here at the Tobago Updates team going to put out for CPL. Big up to TKR, the Tobago Knight Riders. The teams are ready. It starts on the 7th of August. Guys, thank you so much. Be safe on the roads. I'm going to see you again next week. But don't forget, we have Good Morning Tobago coming up next with Natalie. Share the live, share the live, share the live.
I was pleased to see that they gave a holistic approach. Indeed, the term holistic wellness came up, and they were able to touch on the financial aspect. They were able to speak about spiritual wellness, something that sometimes people don't even consider, and even stress in the workplace, because many times people are under stress and they may not realize it.
It was a much needed opportunity. And what I would like to see going forward is that, more staff are privileged with the opportunity, with the information that was provided today. I don't think that it should be limited to a selective few then. This was too good. The information, is relevant.
Our department is a department that's on the ground. From myself to my entire team, we are on the ground. We are faced with ground issues. We are faced with real issues. All our clients that come in. Now, we have clients that come in that we can help, and then there are others that we advise. We take everything. Then we look at what's happening in the world. Trinidad and Tobago, we see the tension, we look at our own colleagues, our own friends, the things that they are going through. So our topics, it comes from the people. It comes from the International Labour Organization. It comes from our stakeholder partners, Ministry of Labour, NDD, CS. So it comes all around. And what we look at what is happening now, what is affecting our people now, and that's what we try to tap into. That's why we try to find people that could speak to those areas and give our people the help and the attention.
The hope would be that persons who attended would also share this information with their colleagues. I think it should be extended even to other departments as time goes along.
I want to thank the Department of Labour for providing this opportunity, because I will say it's an opportunity for me today. And I hope that I'll be able to relay the information to my work colleagues so that we could help foster a positive and healthy work environment.
That was a production of the Department of Information, Office of the Chief Secretary, Tobago House of Assembly.
You're viewing Tobago Updates Television, your exclusive gateway to Tobago, broadcasting the beauty of this island paradise to the world.
Up and here
Good morning, viewers, and welcome to GMT Good Morning Tobago. I am your host, Natalie Seeley Richardson, and yes, it is Friday, the 24th of July. Can you imagine we are almost at the end of another month, the 7th month of the year, and it feels like I haven't seen you all forever. So, of course, I'm excited to spend my Friday morning with you, and we have a full show lineup this morning. So make sure you are seated and you are ready to get information that's relevant to you. Before I introduce you to my first guest this morning, I must talk about the Lekito Heritage production last evening at the Table Piece grounds. Let me tell you, after some years, it has been one of the first productions put on by the actual village council. There was another group responsible, but the village council is up and running, and they held their own last evening. Let me tell you, for those of you who were there, you know what I'm talking about. The price of promise, the actors, the supporting cast, and I must give a big shout out, of course, to the playwright and director Hyacinth Leander. And, she took on a task, and let me tell you, she delivered last evening with her team and, of course, with all those who took the stage. So, and, when you talk about heritage, it's storytelling. It's about getting, all these stories from yesterday handed down. And the senior citizens of Lekito cannot be left out because they were the ones who provided the groundwork and the information. The elders like the Bobs, like Mr. Ulrich Grant, you have Mr. Lawford Peters, and all the others who would have shared tidbits of the stories that they were told as well to make last night's production a success. So kudos, hats off to everyone. And of course, many of us who were in the audience, we are excitedly looking forward to next year. So when you start so strong, the pressure is on. You have to continue. And we're talking about heritage a little bit this morning before you meet my first guest. And I'm wearing a t-shirt this morning that, it showcases characters and elements of what heritage is and what Tobago is. And you see the two characters, Belle and Boyo, rooted in heritage, and this is local. This is from Tobago. Good morning, Ascala George. I'm wearing you this morning, and I know some of you know that name. If not, look it up. Ascala George. Get your t-shirt. Represent Tobago and its culture. And let me now introduce you, because you are waiting for my guest, Miss Corey Nancis. Good morning.
Good morning. Thank you for having me this morning. Not to talk heritage.
No.
It's a pleasure to be here nonetheless in the month of July.
Yes, we are talking about uterine fibroids awareness, and this is the month where, the attention is placed on this very important issue that many of our women go through, sometimes silently, sometimes not so silent, and sometimes many of us aren't even aware that we have fibroids. So let's start our conversation. How did you get involved in the advocacy of fibroids and making sure women are not just women, but their loved ones are aware of this?
So, giving away a bit of my age here, but the story starts just over 2 decades ago. I was in high school, used to have excruciating monthly cycles,
right.
But culturally, we are taught that cycles are painful.
Yes.
Menstrual cycles are painful. So it's just part of the course. It's part of your life as a woman. So, we just go through month to month. By the time I had completed high school, done maybe like 2 years of work, I migrated to Jamaica to pursue my first degree. And it was while there, things really just kind of moved quickly. And so I had cause to get an ultrasound done.
Okay.
And that is when it was revealed. So the physical examination, because I was having pains and I missed the cycle, so there was a pregnancy scare.
Right.
And the physical exam, which was just the examination of the tummy, was, ma'am, it's either you're 6 months pregnant or you have pretty bad fibroids. So you can imagine my horror.
Yes.
How am I telling mommy this? I mean, I was in my 20s, but still, right? But by the time the ultrasound came back, I had fibroids that had distended my uterus to the size of a 6-month pregnancy. Physically, it didn't look that way.
Right.
I probably inherited mommy's genes in that regard because she never carried very high tummies for
Right,
pregnancies.
right.
I had a very flat stomach. So to think these things were there, and then that just started the journey. I couldn't really find information. In fact, if you look for information now, in Trinidad and Tobago, even across the region, there's just a major gap. You have a lot of anecdotal data, or the hospitals, health centers will tell you there are large numbers of women.
Yes.
But a real epidemiological study on fibroids, the vast prevalence, and even its social impact, maybe socioeconomic impact as well.
Yeah.
And because we could talk about the
Yes.
price of feminine products.
Yes.
And if you have issues of the uterus, fibroids, PCOS, other issues of the uterus, you have to spend quite a bit of money.
But that's quite interesting that research at that level is really not available because, I mean, it's so common. It's a commonplace among women, and, you know, maybe somebody out there, a medical student, or even those who are so inclined, and this can be your area, you know, maybe it's something to, you know, pick up, challenge yourself, even if it's something you do locally and then extend regionally and the rest of the world.
Yeah.
You know, so we hear about fibroids, and you mentioned something very important. When a woman is going through her menstrual cycle and the pain is there, we are taught it is supposed to be painful.
It's normal.
Yes,
you know.
and for those who may have no pain, those are the ones who are the outliers. Like something wrong with you, you know, you don't even know that your cycle started. And when we talk about this, are there other symptoms women should be aware of?
Yes, certainly. So pain is the body's response to let you know something is not right. So if you're having excruciating pain, that's one possible symptom of possible fibroids.
Right.
Right? At Fibroid Awareness Trinidad and Tobago, which is the organization I founded through this journey, because I eventually had major surgery to treat with the fibroids. We advocate for awareness and education. So we're not saying that pain means you have fibroids, but it's a sign that you need to check it out, particularly if it's debilitating. You can't function. Women will tell you they can't go to work sometimes the first 2 or 3 days. Your cycle is not supposed to cripple you. Right? Heavy bleeding, prolonged bleeding. So if you find yourself having to change your sanitary napkin often, an hour, 45 minutes, even 2 hours. Not because you want to feel clean, because you have persons who will do that. But if it's soaked, heavy bleeding, prolonged bleeding, some of the research says 7 days and beyond, you need to have that checked, right? Of course, dull pain, fullness, that feeling of fullness in the lower abdomen. Over time, you may even see your stomach being distended, because some persons who have fibroids present as if they are pregnant, right? And let's think about how that can emotionally impact women. The look of their body, the changing of their body.
And we live in a society where people are very verbal and we say things.
As well.
Right? Sometimes we may not. That might be the motive, but we like to comment. So we see a woman, and as you said, she may look pregnant, and we go up and say, "Hey, long time I see you expecting." I know.
When the baby comes, them time we don't have a baby inside. And depending on where you are mentally, emotionally, that can be very harrowing, right? Because you have women on different ends of the spectrum,
of course,
who want kids, who don't want kids, right? And I mean, as the conversation continues, and we're talking about fertility or infertility, it's also important to note that fibroids are not a sentence on infertility. It can impact it, but you can have fibroids and still bear children. Of course, you may be considered high risk depending on the size, the location of the fibroids. Some women go through their pregnancies, no excitement, no pain. And then some women, because we've had women come in through our foundation, we have awareness sessions, information sessions to share their testimony and experience. So what this journey has definitely reiterated to me is that it's a very personal and individualized experience, even where treatment is concerned, right? The thought of surgery, can be very frightening for some, that prospect, while others may be gung-ho like I was. I was like, okay, I'm ready to just treat with this.
Right.
I don't know if it was the folly of youth.
Yes.
Because I was very young. I was
Yes.
diagnosed at 20.
Right.
And given the size they were, it meant they were growing since my teenage years.
Right.
What causes fibroids? There's no known cause, but they are linked to estrogen dominance.
Right.
Right. And so you have various schools of thought as it relates to your diet. I have lived the experience of improved lifestyle impacting or bettering symptoms. And then, of course, post the myomectomy, which is a major surgery to remove the fibroids only, my pain, bleed, everything dissipated. But fibroids can grow back.
Right. And before you continue along that thought, we're talking about women being impacted, and you were diagnosed quite early. And of course, as you said, it meant that the issue existed even before you were in your 20s.
Certainly, given the size.
So do we have like an age range where a woman is more at risk?
Your
And the
reproductive
groups
years.
of women, you know, in terms of ethnicity, location, who is really impacted more at risk?
So certainly your reproductive years, right? This does not mean once your reproductive years have ended that fibroids will disappear, because
Right.
that's a myth. Menopause does not mean the end of fibroids. They are benign tumors, which means they are not cancerous. There's a very, very, very rare and low percentage chance as it relates to fibroids being cancerous. However, your reproductive years, yeah, so you have a cycle, you start your cycle, and actually young women who start their cycles earlier, studies have shown that they are prone to develop. As it relates to ethnicities, I can tell you women of Afro descent, Black women, Afro-Caribbean women, Black American, we are disproportionately impacted more than any other race.
Right.
This does not mean it doesn't impact. In fact, my last research said that between 225 to 235 million women globally are impacted by fibroids.
Right.
That could go to the billions if we look at the course of lifetimes.
Right.
And the likelihood of you experiencing or having fibroids as a woman, it's 80%.
Right.
So that's a lot, almost every, if you want to use that term. It's a chronic disease. It's not an epidemic because it's not spread from person to person.
Right.
It's not, infectious in that way, but the prevalence of it means that it is a chronic issue, and there is a burden on the mind, the body, the finances, even families, if we are so not educated about it. And so for us at Fibroid Awareness Trinidad and Tobago, we are focused on awareness, not only to women and girls, but also to boys, to men.
Right.
And we get the calls, we get the messages, we do the counseling with husbands, with boyfriends.
Right.
Once you come to us, we share the information. Of course, we're not a medical organization,
Right.
so we can't refer you to any doctors. Liability is a real thing.
Right, yes.
But we support.
Right.
Right? We do post myomectomy or post-surgery counseling, even, so that you could know what to look for, the questions to ask. We're big on self-advocacy.
Right.
You know your body, right? So these are the things to look for.
That's another very important point you mentioned, you know. Sometimes you may go to a medical practitioner with your concerns, and sometimes they can be quite dismissive.
Yes.
How do you empower women, you know, to stand their ground when they have these medical visits?
So there's a favorite quote that kind of inspires me, by Iyanla Van Zandt, that talks about empowering others and healing yourself while healing others through sharing your story. That's the basis of the organization. So for us, if you are equipped and armed with the information, you also are aware that you are not alone. then you can advocate even more strongly for yourself.
Right.
And so we are very focused on education. And that is why our school program, the Confidence Project, is so important to us. This information, this wealth of information may have done even better for me had I been informed at an earlier age. And so we go into the schools, we go into churches, community groups. If you need us, you reach out and we do what we have to do. We also had our first free clinic because a part of our advocacy and empowerment also lies in supporting women. We understand the cost implications. And so one of our major goals was to have a free clinic where women could come in, speak to a professional, not feel rushed, but also experience free ultrasound as well. And so we are looking for partners for 2026 because we want to do it in Tobago and in Trinidad in the final quarter of this year. But that is where the root of it is awareness, education, and advocacy so that women, girls, families are empowered and that they can advocate, ask the right questions, don't feel pressured into decisions because there are many schools of thought out there, the wait and watch and wait, which we do not advocate for because fibroids grow. They feed. Right. And so lifestyle change is also important. The healthier you are, the better it is for you. Right.
And for those who are interested in getting your organization to come to their community groups, how can they get in contact with you?
So our Confidence Project or Baby, that website, it's ttconfidenceproject.org. You can send us a message there. You can request there. You can also contact Fibroid Awareness Trinidad and Tobago via phone 362-1807, call or WhatsApp. And of course, we are on social media. So we have a Facebook page, an Instagram page, and a LinkedIn page. It's at Fibroid TT. So you can find us on those social platforms, or you can reach out, or you can check in via our website where we give you information, encourage you to visit the doctor based on what is presented to you. We counsel, we go through what your doctor says, encourage you, that kind of thing. We have an awesome support team. Dr. Marielle Armstrong, she's based in the UK, a Tobago girl at heart, however. So when she comes, she volunteers her time. We do online sessions, and other professionals come in and share, and we are really grateful. I also want to give a shout out to Miss Brenda McIntosh Brown, just for her support and encouragement over the years. My best friend, who is also a medical doctor, Dr. Kemba Abdul Hakim. So we have the support, we have the information there, the professional expertise, and then you have those of us who've lived the experience and volunteer our time and energy to just educating and empowering women.
And I think that part is so important in terms of that first-hand account. Again, we live in a society where we just take things and we run with it. And I always describe us sometimes as doomsday people. So so we don't take the positives or the success stories, but we hold on to the person who may have had a bad experience in surgery. We may hold on to, and then those stories grow. And the person the young lady who's now diagnosed, or the woman who's now diagnosed, that is what she knows and that is what she hears. And how do you move on from there? So it's good to know that there's a support group right here in Tobago, and for women, again, it impacts us, as you mentioned earlier, differently. There are some women who would take it and say, okay, so what's the next step? While some may go home and have to internalize and think, oh my gosh, what is going to happen?
And we don't only serve Trinidad and Tobago. We get requests from as far north in Jamaica, Barbados. People reach out because, as I told you, there's a gap. And this gap doesn't only exist in Trinidad and Tobago, in Barbados, Jamaica. The information just isn't there. That's another long-term goal we have, to partner with the right people so that we could be a part of groundbreaking research as well that can really drive home the impact. We would love to see Trinidad and Tobago do free feminine products like other international countries have done. This is not something that may happen or it's a choice. It happens every month, right? And Feminine products are so costly, right?
Yes.
That could lead us into the period poverty conversation and
yes.
what the implications of those things are. But the work continues. We are passionate. We are excited. I am a living testimony. And I know this is divinely ordained. It actually was on my surgery bed that I had the idea. Right? Fibroid awareness was initially Fibroid Awareness Campaign Tobago. My first degree is Media and Communications. And so I did a capstone project on this thing. Right? And then it evolved. So I've since partnered with the U.S. Embassy. I was an international fellow with the U.S. state government to get some experience, a lived experience in the U.S. as it relates to advocacy and building a strong NGO. And so the work continues.
Yes. And if someone is interested in volunteering, how can they get onto
Straight
you as
to that website,
Yes.
www.ttconfidenceproject.org. We are always welcoming volunteers to help us at, sessions, the free clinics, anything like that. We get the requests. They do come in. So the website is our base. You can find information about us there, our support circle, the professional doctors who are associated with us, as well as whether you want to volunteer, whether you need us to come to you. All that is there on the website.
Right. Thank you so much. So for those of you who need that extra support, or you're just interested in becoming more aware, when a woman is ill or has a challenge in a home, it impacts the entire community. It impacts, workplace, home, church, you just name it. So even if you may not be a woman, you're a man, a young man, older man, just getting information and understanding as well, so that you can help support that woman who may be in your life, who may need that type of support. So Miss Corice Archer Nancis, we thank you so much for sharing with us. Very important conversation, something we seldom talk about. In passing you hear about fibroids, etc. But I've heard the fry balls, and I'm like, I didn't have a context at all. I heard it, and I am like, what are you talking about? And the education is really important. Yes. So I'm glad to hear you're also going out to schools, because education means empowerment. So thank you, and we wish you and your team, continued success.
We receive it, and thank you very much. July is Fibroid Awareness Month. In the US really, but we've adopted it, and the work continues. Support us and support the women in your lives.
Most definitely. And with that, we ask you to share the live, and when we come back, we meet our next set of guests for this morning.
Coming up, Barbados kicks off festival season with Crop Over, where you can live like a local. Moments of discovery and joy during Culinary Month in Antigua and Barbuda. Find that hero within you. As these women of vision share their stories of success, Caribbean Passport TV, your guide to what's happening in the region, here on this station.
As small Caribbean islands, we do need to remember that we can't do it individually. The Caribbean needs to work as a whole. From something as simple as pooled procurement of medicine or pooled procurement of equipment, to sharing training, to having centers of excellence in different islands. Working together as one, we can become giants.
Be viewing Caribbean Medical TV on this station.
And I have never, ever tried anything from the dirt oven. Let's go to the backyard dirt oven on a Thursday. Talk about authentic. On entry, I felt at home. I felt like I was going to visit my loving grandmother on a weekend. The kind of weekend where she showers you with love, stories, and food. This place is a home away from home. And just like I would do at home, I pop the question, what you had to eat day? And boom, coconut drops. Boom, bread. Boom, garlic bread, boom, hops, boom, coconut tart, boom, jam tart, and boom, something they call nuts. And just like that, Mistress Baker was ready to pop them in the oven. And don't worry, she had some help. And while we was waiting, I said, let we hear from Mistress Baker herself.
Well, we've been operating for a couple of years now. We started, this was a COVID project. We operate strictly on Tuesdays only. You don't keep stock, we only sell on Tuesdays.
Such a sweet lady. Hey, Olia, it's ready. When last you see a nice golden brown bread, sir? Backyard bakery for the win. Olia, a GT. I finally get me the oven bread with a little extra goodies on the side. You might be asking, where they're located? They are located on Bukuru, right on Nightingale Avenue, right before Racetrack Wheels if you're coming from town. Just look for the green hedge. You can't miss it. Pause. Check out the menu they wanted. Honestly, guys, this is an experience I will never forget. It's a home away from home, a place filled with love, life, and most importantly, good bread.
Every village has a story. Every tradition has a voice. This July 16th to August 1st, discover them all at the 2026 Tobago Heritage Festival. This year's theme, Let We Tell the Whole Story, invites you to experience the customs, resilience, and rich cultural legacy that continue to define Tobago. Join us for unforgettable performances, village celebrations, and authentic cultural experiences across the island. The Tobago Heritage Festival 2026. Let we tell the whole story. Visit TobagoFestivalsCommission.com for event details.
Welcome back, viewers, and thank you for staying with us. You are viewing GMT Good Morning Tobago, and we get right into our second guest this morning. We actually have two persons who are joining us virtually, and we continue to talk about Tobago's creativity, the talent that surround us. And we have Miss Cheryl Birchwood, Usorio, and Tabati. And I know those are names that you know. So let me say welcome and good morning to both of them as we talk about In My Dreams.
Good morning.
Good morning. Anytime I see these two persons, I know it's exciting. I know we're talking about creativity. We're talking about talent. We're speaking about drama. So very quickly, let's get into it. In My Dreams, a drama production. Who is hosting this? And of course, I know, Cheryl, you are the playwright and we have Tabiti as the director. So tell us about who's hosting this and a little bit about In My Dreams.
Okay, Tabiti will speak about who is hosting it.
Yes.
I will speak a little bit of In My Dreams. He will jump in whenever he wants.
Definitely, yes.
The host is the Tobago Drama Guild, Tobago's oldest and onlyest drama school, because that is what we do. We have been training children to and encouraging them to do theater. As you know, I was a theater arts teacher, and we have the good fortune of bringing these students after they graduate back to the stage. And the core of the Tobago Drama Guild is past certified students that we train.
And I think that is so important in providing that avenue for our students who have done drama or just, you know, excited about it, performed during whether it's Sandfest Arts Festival, and then most times at the end of that there is no avenue, there is no outlet, unless, you know, once for the year you may get to be in part of a heritage festival or something like that. But here, you know, with the drama guild, you get to hone your craft more and really showcase and allow that talent to develop. Now, you said that the guild is homeless. Did I hear correctly?
Absolutely not. Cannot be homeless.
What did he say? He said no. He said something, but I didn't hear it clearly, and I want our viewers.
It is possible. It is possible that he said hone, H-O-N-E, hone the talent. I cannot remember. Hone. Yeah, it's possible.
Okay, because I got a little concerned there.
Yes.
I'm like, we can't have this organization, you know, on the street.
Yeah, we have a home.
Right.
We have a home, and we call the home the Guild House.
Nice.
And we build a space ourselves. We have our own lighting. We have our lighting technicians. We have our stage. We have our space. So our production, In My Dreams, will be held here at our space. The Guild is 27 years old. So some of the young people that started with us, they graduated, they have the degrees in theater arts, they're out there teaching in the schools, or they maybe do other areas where they're helping out other villages and all of that. You know, so the succession planning and the use of the talents have happening all year round in Tobago. And we don't just do productions just for one particular month. Throughout the year, we work and we also travel. And that is important for this production, In My Dreams, because tonight in particular, we are fundraising so that the company can go to Toronto and perform at the end of September. We are trying our best to pay our way as best as possible using the talent that we already have.
Excellent. And you mentioned tonight, so In My Dreams, people who want to be a part of this experience, tell us where they can get tickets, tell us where this production will be held. You mentioned the Guild House. Some people may not know where the Guild House is, and of course how they can get tickets.
All right. The first thing I will do is give our phone numbers, because sometimes when information is given on a whim, people may want to come, but they lost the information.
Right.
729-2235. 729-2235. That is my number. I say Miss Cheryl. And Tabiti, 721-6870. And it is up on the screen. 721-6870. I have it. 729-2235, 721-6870.
I am really excited about In My Dreams. I am really very excited because we have come to the point of presentation and our dreams for inviting the Hindu community in Tobago to highlight them as being a part of Tobago's culture. And so the play In My Dreams, the entire play is in a dream. But I have brought reality into the dream, because when we dream, our dreams are real. Yeah. And sometimes they get up and they say, oh, it's a good thing it's a dream. But in that dream, our problems are exposed, our vices are exposed, and our culture and so much about Tobago is involved in the play. Written in Tobago, strictly dealing with Tobago people and their existence and how they live and what they do and the horning and the and things that I said horning.
Yes, I got that one. I got that one.
Yes, you know, so Tabiti said there isn't much for me to say on top of that. As a playwright, I think he represented the crux of the piece In My Dreams. But it came from me on a personal level. It began in my dreams.
Right.
It began with the African connection. That is how the scripting started. You know, things I dreamt that happened. And the spiritual connection with Africa, with Nigeria, with the Igbo culture. That is how it started. But then it morphed. you know, as I scripted, things around me started to happen. I looked at relationships between men and women, relationships with our spirituality,
right,
grappling with some of our issues, the whole matter of abortions, things we don't want to say,
right,
impact some of us. The whole matter of race relations. Tobago is changing, and there is a lot of, I'm calling it, Indians in Tobago at present. Yeah, and there is also that impact. We also have a work in our little silos, and we have our little prejudices and all of that about hair and buttocks, and you know, it's all of that. I think we were brave enough to put it out in that time frame of an hour and a half.
Right. Oh, excellent. And before you continue,
educational.
Yes, and I want our viewers to know where the Guild House is and tell us the evenings that this production will take place.
I got carried away, right? I supposed to answer that. The Guild House is in Lowlands, 14 Ashella Drive. Everybody knows where the flower shop is. Before Shivi's. Everybody knows that flower shop.
Before Shivi's style shop.
Right. That entrance there. From the time you hit that entrance, you're going to find us and you're going to see the cars lined up.
Excellent.
So right in there, you just come on the straight, is a third house on the right. You'll see the long gate. You'll see the Guild House written on a post. You will know from the time you turn in. Do not be afraid. We start 7 o'clock on the dot. Tonight, tomorrow night, Sunday night, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Tonight is the gala. It is 500 for a couple, like you can see on the screen. 500 for the couple.
2 people.
Yes. What couple means only 2 people.
Right.
300 if you come as an individual, and 250 if you come as a student. It comes with food and drink, and you know, it's the whole package.
Right.
On Saturday and Sunday, yes, it's the same play, but you have to buy a little snacks on the side.
Right.
And that night is 100 for students, 150 for adults. Same time, we start on time. The ones who are accustomed to us know we start on time.
On time. Excellent.
You come 7:01, you miss a minute of the production.
Right, and you can't afford to miss anything in this production.
Please don't miss anything. This is our story.
All right, so viewers, if you didn't have plans or you were trying to figure out what's going on, even if you're just visiting, we have a lot of visitors on the island. You can definitely experience In My Dreams. You can choose, and you have options. You can choose this evening. Of course, this is an all-inclusive event. Dinner will be served, so your ticket price includes that. If you can't make it this evening, you have tomorrow at 7 p.m. and that's one tickets are less because dinner is not included. You have Sunday evening as well, and of course the curtains come down on the 31st, which is next week Friday. So if this weekend is really packed for you, you have an opportunity to be a part of this experience next Friday, and showtime is 7 p.m. and as you heard Miss Cheryl, they start on time. So it's not Tobago time, it is 7 p.m. All right, so something definitely.
We thank you immensely.
Yes.
Thank you. And we hope to see you at the play.
Yes. So thank you so much for sharing with us, and we wish all the actors, the supporting cast, everybody, all the best. Viewers, definitely something to experience. For those of you who are familiar with their work, you know it is indeed an experience. We go to a quick break, and when we come back, we end our show with a very interesting guest as we talk about some part of our history that is quite important. In fact, all our history is important, but this one may stand out for some of you a little more than other parts of our history. So share the live, share the live, share the live.
Every village has a story. Every tradition has a voice. This July 16th to August 1st, discover them all at the 2026 Tobago Heritage Festival. This year's theme, Let We Tell the Whole Story, invites you to experience the customs, resilience, and rich cultural legacy that continue to define Tobago. Join us for unforgettable performances, village celebrations, and authentic cultural experiences across the island. The Tobago Heritage Festival 2026. Let we tell the whole story. Visit TobagoFestivalsCommission.com for event details.
Wait. We are going. Airport.
Come back this way. Catch you roundabout and go down.
Right here.
Leave on time to be on time.
Today we are here at the new AMPLIA Robinson International Airport, and we are doing a simulation along with the Airport Authority and the TTPS to do some observation for the traffic plan that we have implemented for the opening of the new terminal building. So starting Wednesday, July 22nd, the Division of Public Infrastructure and Transportation along with the TTPS will be at this intersection, and we will be implementing a traffic plan. Just continue around the circle. What is important in this entire traffic arrangement is that if you are coming from Crown Point, you're coming from the west and you want to go further east than the airport terminal, we advise that you either use Milford Road, go onto Silcotton Trace, and use one of the side streets between Milford Road and Tobago Local Road. All traffic between Kilgwin Bay Road and Gaskin Road will be coming west only. So that is one of the important points that we have to get into our systems as we learn to navigate around the new arrangements at the new AMPLIA Robinson International Terminal going forward. But we want to assure you that we will help you to get used to it. We will circulate information. We will be here at the intersections along with the police while you get used to the arrangement to assist you in circulating and to getting to where you need to go safely and quickly.
Nice.
If I have to call a supervisor one more time to sign off on a customer because their financials are in a mess, I will scream.
Don't scream in a bank. That have lockup in it.
It's either they're not registered properly, or you know what? We could just forget about annual returns, right?
Compliance is a bad word to most of them. All your compliance out of here. But let me eat.
What is wrong with Trinbagonians? I mean, it has so much help they could get out there.
Well, you know, Trinis, we don't like to spend we money.
But you know what? Be comfortable with losing we money. That make it any financial
What people should do is call Anderson in Trinidad and Tobago.
Wait, what? Anderson in Trinidad and Tobago?
Anderson in Trinidad and Tobago Tax and Accounting Services. Yeah, they offer help from registering your business to filing your tax. Oh! My lunch is over. Oh!
Wait, tell me more.
No, go and scream in the bank. You go and scream in the bank.
No, darling, don't get one sooner.
Welcome back, viewers, and thank you for staying with us. We know we're just over our 9 o'clock mark, but we have a very interesting conversation, and thank you again for staying with us. You are viewing GMT Good Morning Tobago, and sitting with me in studio is Mr. Wendell Eversley. You know that name, you know that person, someone who has a big voice for patriotism in Trinidad and Tobago. Many of us, we don't know the meaning of that word. We don't know what it is to be a patriot, but we have someone who understands the importance of standing for their country and encouraging the rest of us to join in. Mr. Eversley, good morning and welcome.
Good morning and good morning to all your listeners on Tobago Update. And Tobago is my second home.
Yes.
It's Trinidad and Tobago.
Definitely.
Although I born in Trinidad, Tobago is my second home.
And as you said, it is Trinidad and Tobago. And that leads me to the question, you know, we're talking about preserving the legacy of Mr. A&R Robinson. We're looking at the 36th anniversary of the attempted coup. I saw 36 and I was like, I actually remember that Friday evening, you know. I can't believe it's 36 years already. And, you know, what that would have meant for our country then and even now. And of course it doesn't end there, but you hosted a walk this morning, yes, right, in commemoration and, you know, to bring attention to that. And of course at 10 a.m. there's a wreath laying ceremony at the gravesite of the late A&R Robinson, where his body is laid to rest in Bacalet, Tobago this morning. So let's start off. Why is this so important? We have many persons even from Tobago who may not hold on to that legacy or even agree that there's a deep-rooted legacy left by Mr. A&R Robinson. Yet every year you find a way to continue, you know, ensuring that name is just that doesn't die away, but it remains relevant in our country.
You know, when I enter your studio this morning, right, and I look at the composition of your staff, and I see a lot of young people. And I said to myself, I wonder if they know about the history of 1990. Because when I look at them, some of them, they're not even 30 years old.
Right.
And here it is, we have an event that took place 36 years ago. I said to myself, if I go to ask some of them, you all know about 1990? They might tell me no. If I go to ask them, do you all know about someone called A&R Robinson? They might say, yes, we hear about him, but we do not know his history. And this year, my team is protecting the legacy of A&R Robinson. Here it is, a small man from Tobago, who was the first finance minister of Trinidad and Tobago, with former Prime Minister Eric Williams, first chairman of the Tobago House of Assembly. You notice everything from his first?
Yes, first.
First Prime Minister from Tobago to be Prime Minister for Trinidad and Tobago, and first President. And the first person from Tobago and Trinidad to defend our democracy.
Yes.
On July 27, 1990. I want your listeners, I want to read something for your listeners and them. And I will tell you why I said this. My team this year is protecting A&R Robinson legacy. In 1989, the Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago, A&R Robinson, addressed the United Nations General Assembly with a proposal to establish a permanent international criminal court. The proposal was the first motivated by the fight against narco trafficking. It was soon broadened to include genocide, wars of crime, crimes against humanity. It served as the world's only criminal tribunal. It served as the world's only criminal tribunal. A&R Robinson name after the International Criminal Court was formed. They call him the grandfather of international justice. We're hearing a powerful country. We're hearing a Secretary of State for the United States of America, Marco Rubio, saying they want to dismantle the International Criminal Court. Today, our Prime Minister is silent. Not a word. Is she going to allow this international criminal court be dismantled? You see, the history must be told.
Right.
When the Prime Minister Kamala Persad first was an alderman for Superior, that time it was County Council. A.N.I. Robinson was her Prime Minister under the NAR. When she contested the Superior seat in 1991 for NAR, A.N.I. Robinson was a political leader and Prime Minister. When she served as the first Attorney General, A.N.I. Robinson was the Foreign Affairs Minister and Minister of Extraordinary. And A.N.I. Robinson was the one who gave Basde Pandey the 2 seats to form the government and the Prime Minister. When she was the first, when they were moved her from Attorney General and put her the Minister of Education, A.N.I. Robinson was the President of the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago. When she renamed the airport, Crown Point International Airport, and named it after her, she sat next to him at the opening, where the former President and Prime Minister sing the records are there to say. She hugged him up. In his last moment at the hospital in St. Clair, she was there as Prime Minister of the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago.
Right.
And today, I want to ask the Prime Minister of this country if she's going to let A.N.I. Robinson's legacy be dismantled with the International Criminal Court. When A.N.I. Robinson died, and at his funeral in Napa, I was there. One of the judges came to bring greetings and pay a tribute from the International Criminal Court on behalf of the President, and said the President could not have made it. And they named a hall in the International Criminal Court after A.N.I. Robinson.
True.
The Prime Minister sat at Napa and listened to all this. When they have the second leg of his funeral at the Dwight York Stadium, I was there also.
Right.
Of in London, who was the Chief Secretary then, in his tribute, talk about the legacy of Robinson. Vanilla Toppin, who paid tribute on behalf of the top, talk about A.N.I. Robinson's legacy. The Prime Minister also talk about his legacy. So why is our Prime Minister so silent today?
Right.
Is she going to say no, and that A.N.I. Robinson's legacy and the International Criminal Court must not be dismantled? Is she going to say she's not going to join with the powerful countries and say, hey, this is a small man from Tobago, a population of over 68,000 people. This is a small man from Trinidad and Tobago that put Trinidad and Tobago on the map of the world where international justice is concerned. And today we have a Prime Minister silent. I call in also on the 2 members of Parliament for Tobago East and Tobago, the one for Tobago East and Tobago West, especially Tobago East. He have the ear of the Prime Minister. Will he join with the Prime Minister to dismantle A.N.I. Robinson's legacy, especially where the International Criminal Court is concerned? I call in on the Chief Secretary. You have the ear also of the Prime Minister. Will he join with the Prime Minister to dismantle and allow her to do it? Now is the time every single Tobagonian, every child that is in secondary school, that is in college, that is in university, all the 15 assemblymen and women, the presiding officers and the councillors should make sure that that International Criminal Court, where Robinson's footprint is the hallmark, where he addressed the United Nations, and all of them agree.
Yeah.
That,
No easy feat.
Yeah. So I want to know the 36th anniversary. I'm calling on the Prime Minister, I'm calling on the Chief Secretary, and I'm calling on the 2 members of Parliament for Tobago East and Tobago West, and especially the member for Tobago East, if he will join with the Prime Minister and let them dismantle A&I Robinson legacy. And if they do something like that, A&I Robinson will be turning in his grave to know what he stand for, what he fought for. I was there in the darkest hour as a human shield when this man said, attack with full force.
Yes.
He tell who was in charge.
I don't think
Billa.
people understand the depth of that statement, you know.
It was my first day at Parliament as a civilian.
Right.
It was my first day in Parliament going and listen to how parliamentarians operate.
Right.
How they debate, how they pass bills, how they make laws, which is the highest court.
Yeah.
And it was under attack by guns. I saw when they shot him, when he said torturers, murderers, attack with full force.
Yes.
A man willing to lay his life. I saw when Bilal Abdullah said, if they only storm the parliament, kill everybody, including myself. And God know why he have me out there today. Not a single year I've missed. Not a single, every year I've been begging everybody. A right Chief Secretary Fali, he never. A right former Chief Secretary, never. But our history must always be there for us to learn and for us to understand. We must, nobody should be ashamed for what A&I Robinson stand for. They should be proud to know that we have a little man in status from Tobago.
Yeah.
Put Tobago on
And it's
international
it's one of the things that we lack as a people, because as you said, Mr. Robinson is Tobagonian. This was home for him. And many of our children, if you call that name, they will tell you that's the name of the airport. That's the only connection. And in other countries, you know, history and the patriotism is built by teaching the little ones the history. So they understand who are the pillars of their communities, their country, and respect is paid. Now, you had a walk this morning at 5:30 p.m. Where did the walk start and where did it
A&I
end?
Robinson International.
So you started at the A&I Robinson and International Airport.
Yeah, and at the gravesite.
Right, and I know earlier we saw a clipping, so if we could see that clipping again. Did others join you en route?
Yeah, it has people who will join, but some people can't make the distance.
Yeah.
Right?
I was intimidated by the distance when I saw, you know.
And this year I usually start at 6 o'clock, but this year I start at 5:30.
Right.
Right, to be the warmness of the day.
Yeah, it warms up pretty quickly. So viewers are seeing, you know, what took place this morning from 5:30, and of course at 10 o'clock there's the wreath laying ceremony. Can members of the public join you
every year?
10?
Every year. This year, the first year, I never invite the chief secretary and the presiding, because they don't ever reply. They don't ever acknowledge.
Right.
Even the members of parliament. Right? To show you the disrespect. They say that I remember a year when Watson Duke was the deputy chief secretary, right? He said that how it will be taught in the schools and all this kind of everything. You know what we are good at? Talking. We talk, but no action behind it.
And even when Mr. Robinson, after his funeral, I remember the gravesite was quite unkept.
A fight for it?
Yes, I remember that clearly.
Yeah.
And to me, that was so shocking because we are quick to boast of people, and you know, it's a name that is mentioned because people are proud to call that name. But where's the action to preserve the legacy? Where's the follow-up? And as you say, those that are in charge, you know, they really need to do something, empower the people, and really our history. It's an area we lack in.
I'm going to answer something again, right? Dr. Islin Mackenzie, she's still alive. She was a commissioner on the Commission of Inquiry. She sat there for 2 years. I cannot remember her name offhand, sister, but she's a lawyer.
Right.
Moore.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Chrislyn Moore.
Chrislyn Moore, right.
Mm-hmm.
She was also a lawyer. I think she role at the Commission of Inquiry was as one of the secretariat for the commission or something. It have a committee that's set up. Dr. Chrislyn Moore, Dr. Islin Mackenzie, still alive. The committee that set up was to recognize the work of the former Prime Minister and President. The committee was Dr. Islin Mackenzie, Jerry Hadid, Russell Martinet, Professor Daisoran, Peter Gantum, and Lenore, I can't remember her name, Lenore Dorset. They are alive today. Why we not sharing this committee that's set up? If that committee abandoned, then Christine Moore and Dr. Mackenzie still alive. Why they don't set up a committee in Tobago? We have to stop looking at petty politics and saying, yeah, they have to look at the people who stand up and show love and who recognize our country. Do you know, when September 11 come about, last year I was in America, and I saw Republicans, the president, I see the leader of the Democrat, I see Republicans, congressmen, senators from both sides of the fence, and I saw the families and people of America came together in New York. I saw they read out 2,000 names who lost their life. They recognize the family. I know when July the 27th come around, the hostages who are alive, they don't invite them. The family who lost their loved one, they don't invite them. You know who just go there? They just have a little ceremony in the evening. They invite the president, just be there, the speaker of the house will be there, and sometimes the prime minister. And you know when the American embassy invite them in Mary Street, I went and I saw government MPs and opposition MPs and independent senators. It's in Trinidad, I'm telling this on Tobago update, charity bringing abroad. Right? When it supposed to begin at home.
Yeah.
Nobody, the Prime Minister said last year, we will have an official Memorial Day for 1919. So the public will know. Look, it's coming up Monday. Anybody know anything? I wrote the president.
And as the years go by, it's getting more quiet.
Talk. That's why today, history is something we must learn from.
Yeah. And you know, we mentioned
it can repeat we see what we're going on in this country, we can see how repeat again.
And we hope not. We hope not.
Right?
You mentioned in terms of the political leaders, but let me reach out to, you know, those of you who are quite aware of the history. You know who Mr. Robinson was. Teach it to your children. We don't always have to wait for a formal policy. It doesn't have to be on a curriculum somewhere. You are from Tobago. You know what he did for this country.
Yes.
You know, Trinidad and Tobago. Even if we don't want to look at his international contributions, which he made, look at what he did here. Prime Minister and President from this little island representing well. Quite a statesman.
The ICC, the International Criminal Court. We even have people from Trinidad and Tobago sitting as judges there.
Yeah.
I could call names.
Yeah.
And this is a great achievement.
So we definitely have work to do, and we need to stop the talk shop. And as you said, we're very good at it. As a people of Trinidad and Tobago, we have the gift of gab. We can convince anybody of almost anything, but we need to follow up. We need to understand how important patriotism is. People say, oh, patriotic about what? We are the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago, and if you are not proud of what you're doing, then check yourself, because we are the ones to make our country great. We are the ones to effect change and not just sit and wait for some policy or law to be written. And I'm reaching out and to those of you who can make the wreath laying ceremony at 10 a.m. Tobago is small. You're probably now hearing about it here in Crown Point. You could still make it. Mr. Eversley, we have to wrap up because we're over our time this morning. But I want to encourage you to keep on, keep on doing what you are doing, because sometimes you may not know the impact you are having, but somebody out there had the opportunity to maybe hear about you for the first time, hear your passion, hear how you want to preserve the legacy of this honorable person, who would have done so much, and that would spur them on. So I'm appealing to all of us where we have failed. Mr. Wendell Eversley has been at it year after year. 1990 coup, that's part of our history. It may not be a good part, but it created a shift. You saw how our Prime Minister would have stood up for the country, stood up for all of us. Things could have been different if we probably crawled in a corner, right? And we really have to pay respect to Mr. Robinson's legacy, and we have to stop running away from it. And it really would be awesome to see something birthed from Tobago to continue honoring this man and not just having a place named after him, remembering to call his name once in a blue moon, but really letting our young people, our children know who this man was and what he did for us.
Yeah, they should be proud. And I want to, in closing, I call it on Martin George, I call it on Wilford James, and I'm calling on the business chamber and all the others, set up a committee. And I'm calling on the Secretary of Education for Tobago House of Assembly. Come on, let the school children know about what A&R Robinson did. Let his legacy live. And I'm closing off by pleading with the Member of Parliament for Tobago East and the Chief Secretary. Make sure that the Prime Minister of the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago do not side in dismantling the International Criminal Court Robinson legacy.
And we end with that, viewers. We thank you for staying with us. Of course, it is Friday. The weekend has begun. We have a lot of visitors on the island, whether they're here for the July-August vacation or for heritage or just trying to find some quiet time to relax. Remember, we are our brother's keeper, and let's look out for each other and let's really try and stay safe. Those on the roadways, the antics, you all are acting up, the drivers who are not obeying basic regulations that you would have passed in whatever year. Let's keep the calmness on the road and preserve lives. Yes, I'm saying it again. We are our brother's keeper. Have a wonderful weekend. Until next time.
Good morning, let's go. It's a brand new morning. Rise up to a brand new dawning as the passion start to rise.